Hello everyone, I am Mecah Random 42, your favorite YouTube harpy, huge Star Trek fan. Happy Picard Day, by the way. I had to make this video today because, like I said, I'm a huge Star Trek fan, huge Next Generation fan. More importantly, God, and I never remember to get all my crap back there. You can kind of see my little Gorn, kind of my Andorian. That's some TOS stuff, I know. You can see everything else back there just a little bit. And yes, I do have to plug the GoFundMe to get me to Star Trek Las Vegas because, yeah, I didn't calculate in food and stuff. That's okay, though. That's okay. The bulk of it is paid. Thank you guys so much. I will be at Star Trek Las Vegas getting whatever information I can on this rumor here. The rumor, of course, is, and I've been hearing this from a few people, that Alex Kurtzman has been fired by CBS and that the test shows for Picard are horrible. Well, I would not be surprised if both of these are true. Now here's the thing, though, with Alex Kurtzman. Before we really dive into this article, Alex Kurtzman, in my opinion, is somebody who is very much a get things sort of taken care of, very much a studio notes, very much a yes man in a lot of ways, very much a pitch guy. He will have all these ideas, he will pitch a whole bunch of stuff, even like the Universal Dark Universe, right? Remember that? Where that sort of fizzled out and everything got canceled there. He's very much one of those people who can impress people while walking into a room, but does he have the follow-through? My opinion, from every interview, everything I've dug up on this man, is he's very smart. I think, I would not be surprised to hear if he came from a family of, lawyers or something, because he has that mind. If he's out, let's see, if he is out, he will be just moved up somewhere. He will be moved up. He'll still keep his salary. He'll still have his name on everything. If he is out, though, somebody else will just come in and do the heavy lifting. He'll have, consultant. He'll have credits on Picard. So he's not going to go anywhere, in my opinion, just as of this right now, because he is. I believe, from everything I've been able to dig up, I believe he's kind of got his contracts, he's got loopholes, we can't be ousted as long as we're doing something Trek related, and that's why he's got the show over on Nickelodeon that's going to be airing, and then the Lower Deck animated, 2 animated series, all these shows, and you'll notice that we've had announcements of the Section 31 show that doesn't have a series order, and we've had announcements of this Mirror Universe Empress Giorgio TV series, which is, I believe, from everything I've been able to dig up, again, is just that Section 31 show. That's the same show he's talking about, Picard was another one. I'm surprised that they've even begun filming, because you hear enough talk. And you kind of start to think, oh yeah, you're just all talk. But no, I think he's a very well-respected person in Hollywood. I think he's very well liked in Hollywood. He's liked by the people who make the decisions, right? Whatever opinion we have of how bad Star Trek has been, and I'm definitely of the opinion that Discovery is just not up to snuff for Star Trek. The Orville is the Star Trek we have and love now. But here's the thing. We do have to remember, Discovery has gone through, I believe, 5 different sets of showrunners. First, it was, of course, Brian Fuller, who was the producer, and this was from 2017 from Den of Geek. The next time, I remember when Kurtzman kind of stepped in, he was replacing Gretchen Berg and Aaron Harberts in around June 2018. And then again, when these two left, right? When these two left, Alex Kurtzman taking over after difficult showrunner departs. So he keeps taking over as showrunner. Is he in name only? Is he really just a showrunner in name only? Because he keeps taking over as showrunner. I don't know. I don't know at this point. But let's get into this article about the rumors here. And I am so heartbroken. I am so heartbroken that the Picard test screenings are horrible. I'm not surprised. And then this is if any of this is true. I haven't seen it. If anything is true and the Picard test screenings are horrible, I cried on camera probably, or I think I was holding on to it. I was holding it back in December when they were really announcing what the series might be about. And I think Picard deserves better than the current Trek we're getting, and I think he deserves more. Like, I'd rather hear him on American Dad being completely crazy and outrageous, or on Saturday Night Live, than see Picard. You know, I'd rather hear Patrick Stewart on those things than see Picard just Luke Skywalkered. Just Luke Skywalkered. And I gotta pull up one article. Yeah. Even Screen Rant saying Picard risks being Star Trek's version of Star Wars The Last Jedi. Well, I think Discovery was kind of like that. I think Discovery, because it tied so much into TOS, I think it really more hurt the fans that are more TOS loyal. I don't want to say loyal, because I still love TOS so much, but I guess you can kind of compare TOS to, you know, TOS and TNG to, like, you know, Star Wars with, you know, you have the original series, the original trilogy fans, and then you have the prequel fans, but I don't think there was that much separation between TOS and TNG fans, at least in my opinion. I think TNG fans still loved the original, and this, I'm not going to really read this whole article here, because I just have to go with the headline, because a lot of people are just going with the headline on this one. And I did read through this, and they do some mental gymnastics and justification to kind of justify The Last Jedi. The problem there, though, whether you like The Last Jedi or not, and I'm probably a lot easier on it than a lot of the Phantom Menace people who are just devastated by The Last Jedi, I understand the love of the characters. I understand wanting to have the respect of the characters, because I have much more time and energy and much more of my formative years spent with Next Generation. So I am so concerned that they're really going to Luke Skywalker. They're going to Jake Skywalker. Let's be honest. They're going to Jake Skywalker Captain Picard. And that's why I've been calling him Jake Picard. Because he's not going to be the same Picard we know. Patrick Stewart has warned us time and time again. Mark Hamill warned us time and time again that, oh, it's a very different Luke than you know. This isn't the same Luke Skywalker you know. This is Jake Skywalker. I just had to pretend I'm being Jake. And that's where I get it. And we all know, whether you like The Last Jedi or not, it did split the fandom. It was kind of like the last straw in a fandom that was already, prequels were worse than the sequels, and blah, 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 or sequels are worse. We already had that in Star Wars. So now with Star Trek, we're really kind of diving into that territory, and if they don't really get Picard right, I would almost rather them leave it alone. I would almost rather them leave him alone, if they're going to really just destroy the series. Now I got to get into what we're talking about today here. Alex Kurtzman is rumored to be fired. This comes from Bounding Into Comics. But and like I said, just a rumor. And we know what happens in Hollywood when they fire somebody. They just move them off into another thing, even if they are going to. So, a new rumor indicates that CBS fired executive producer Alex Kurtzman from Star Trek. Kurtzman is no stranger to Star Trek fans. He was key in launching the Kelvin timeline with J.J. Abrams' Star Trek film in 2009. Yeah, and that's about when a lot of the fandom split. Was, you know, people who are like, I'm just not going to watch the 2009 stuff because it's in a new universe, and to be fair, the 2009 movie isn't terrible. It's not something I'm going to count as Star Trek. It's kind of like that Starsky and Hutch reboot movie with Ben Stiller, right? It just reminds me of a movie version of a TV show. So it's something like, or the Beverly Hillbillies TV movie, or not TV movie, the movie of the TV series. It's something that I can kind of separate from the show. But then when you have the same people behind the scenes making Discovery, making actual Star Trek, like I said, when I hear that, when I kind of compare them in my head, I'm comparing these movie reboots, you know, like the Baywatch movie reboot of, you know, the Baywatch TV series. That is the level of quality and care that, and you know, just quality of product that we have, and like with the 2009 Star Trek, in my opinion. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, heck, I even liked the Beverly Hillbillies movie with Jim Varney as you know, Uncle Jed. And sometimes they do movies that are fine, and they just don't affect the TV series. But now we have the people who made the movies affecting the TV series, and that's where the problem is for me. So Kurtzman was a writer on that film. Yeah, since then he's become an executive producer on almost everything from Star Trek, including Discovery, the upcoming Picard show, and an upcoming animated Star Trek show, and the upcoming Lower Decks. See, at least they're not going with that rumor of the Section 31 series that doesn't have a series order. Kurtzman inked a 5-year deal with CBS TV Studios last year with $25 million, according to The Hollywood Reporter. The rumor comes from Gary Buechler at Nerdrotic. Buechler notes that Star Trek Insider contacted him. I have also been contacted by Star Trek Insiders. Here's the thing, though. I don't really go with the rumors until I start hearing, like, other places. Until I start hearing, oh, we might have this person come in. Or until I start hearing all kinds of other things. And there are a couple of different sources now. One of them including what they've dug up over on Midnight's Edge, right? And this is the thing when everybody's like, oh, Midnight's Edge is just fake stuff. Midnight's Edge hasn't made a video on this yet. I hadn't made a video on this yet, going with the rumors. This is mostly just an opinion and talking about the rumors and what I think about them. I'm not saying Kurtzman's fired one bit. He might very well not be. He might very well not be fired at all. They might say, okay, well, you're under contract, so we can't get rid of you. They might have that sort of clause. I don't know. I haven't seen his contract, but yes. He's refusing to give the title, but their 3 producers have taken over as showrunners. Well, when we keep getting new people, like we got Michelle Paradise come in for the last little bit of Discovery. For like 2 episodes, So they've had so much drama behind the scenes. How many people have they changed out? It's been, 5 of them now? 3 different times they've changed showrunners that I can count of in my head, just off the top of my head. We got rid of Brian Fuller, and then we got rid of the 2 who were, like, jumping across the table at people and yelling, and then we got rid of a couple more. So it keeps perpetuating. They keep having trouble behind the scenes. They have altercations behind the scenes where HR gets involved because Anson Mount got into it with a director. Whether anything actually happened, I don't know, but according to the official reports, yes, something happened enough for HR to be involved. Like, this is not a happy work environment from everything we're seeing, and the quality of the product really sees that. The source adds he's been replaced. He is refusing to lose the title, but there are 3 other producers who are exercising his functions. He's not even allowed on the set. He's been orkied. All right, so yeah, and that's another one who actually got ousted. I believe this one they're referring to is the one who wrote the second JJ movie, Into Darkness. I can never remember the title of quickly. I'm old. I'm allowed to learn Niceem. Buechler does not often see. Shout out to Gary. Great channel. You guys already subscribed to Nerdrotic. I don't need to tell you guys. Does offer his opinion on the matter, stating my guess is he will be promoted out of the building considering his 5-year contract. I think I agree. I don't think he will be outright fired in public unless something horrific happens. Absolutely. And Kurtzman's too well liked in Hollywood to really be ousted like that. He's just too well liked. Star Trek Discovery was renewed for a 3rd season by CBS, and they promoted writer Michelle Paradise as a showrunner. That wasn't a good idea. Paradise will become the 3rd showrunner for the show. Yeah, like I said, we keep hearing news about people getting fired. Despite CBS renewing the show for a 3rd season, a number of reports indicate each episode is extremely expensive to produce. Well, yeah, they're cinematic quality garbage. They're the prettiest turd I've ever seen. When you can see them, when you can see them and you're not having a lens flare shine in your eyes. No, they look theatrical. The CG looks decent. It looks really decent for TV. It doesn't belong in Star Trek. You could point a camera at 2 people in a turbo lift talking and have something amazing. Maybe that's more of a Babylon 5 thing. But still, you could do so much with so little. Drumhead, Measure of a Man, not big effect heavy Star Trek episodes. This is where you get quality acting and writing, and you worry about the little details. People don't care so much how pretty a show is if it's good, because if you're too busy on your cell phone texting the whole time you're watching it anyway, you're not going to see it. And yes, they do give you the little audio cues when, you're supposed to look up, and then they flash the light when you're supposed to look up when something happens. And most of the time it's just dialogue, blah, 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 verbal diarrhea. But yeah, I mean, it's just so misguided. It's so misguided, in my opinion, of where they're putting their time and effort and money and love into this series. And, if Kurtzman wants to go off and make really pretty science fiction in his own universes, then yeah, that he might be the right person for it. if he needs to get his paws off of Star Trek, in my opinion, because I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and I don't think he's good for the brand. I don't think anybody involved is really, really that good for the brand as far as that production company. And if there are writers who are there, I've actually heard that there's rumors that there are writers who are there who are like, wait a minute, this isn't what I wanted, or people, you know, they're supposed to have these consultants. They're supposed to have these consultants, these canon consultants, who, from what I've heard, you know, I actually got from somebody who does know something behind the scenes. They told me, what makes you think that they aren't speaking up and they're just not listening? I'm like, oh, that's a good point. Because I always assumed that the canon people weren't saying anything. I always assumed that. Or that they were just not nearly as qualified as, you know, you might think that somebody who needs to be a canon expert in Star Trek, you know, should be. But no, that makes a lot of sense to me, that they're probably just not being listened to. And of course, that's what we need. We just need people who have that love of Star Trek, and that's not where we have. We have a lot of people, according to what I can tell, in my opinion, who want a paycheck, and, you know, that's fine. However, CBS apparently was able to push the cost off to Netflix. ReadF reports that Netflix is believed to cover more than 100% of the cost of CBS All Access's Star Trek Discovery for the exclusive rights to the series in most non-US markets. In fact, Deadline notes that former CBS chairman and CEO Les Moonves noted that the CBS deal with Netflix meant the series was 100% paid for. That was way before they aired it on CBS All Access. No, that was the first season. Season 2? No, the season 2, you can tell they cut corners. Season 2, from what I remember reading on reports, was paid for by CBS. By themselves, like they had to produce shell the bill themselves. As for Picard, here we go, we get into Picard. Beekler notes that things behind the scenes have appeared to change as Netflix allegedly has passed on the upcoming Star Trek Picard series. Yeah, from what I've heard, the rumors that I have heard, and this is from people who I know are associated with the production, that I know I can verify for a fact are associated in some way to the production. That yes, they shopped it around, and that only Amazon was the one who said fine, we'll take it. People didn't actually want it. People really didn't actually want Picard, from what I've heard, because of Discovery, because of how. And here's the thing: this is Picard Day. This is Happy Picard Day, by the way. We don't want bad Picard. We don't want bad Star Trek. Who wants to be that person who greenlights the thing and who carries and promotes that thing that destroys the fandom? We saw what happened with Star Wars. We've seen what happens with comic books. We've seen what happens time and time with Ghostbusters, with everything. Nobody, and Star Wars is the best example here. Nobody wants to be that person to say, yeah, I let the series, I let Star Trek die. Let's see. Beekler's Insider Notes shows, let's see. However, Beekler's Insider notes the show is not screening well. His insider tells him the show has a 75 to 80% negativity. The 20% who tested positive were people who labeled themselves as Abrams fans. Like I've been saying, it's in the Kelvin sort of stuff that happens in the Kelvin movies is what launches this Picard series. It is going to be in that sort of writing and mindset and focus. It is going to be on that, in that focus of people who don't really know what to focus on Star Trek, in my opinion. And if you like the JJ stuff, fine, love what you love. I don't think it's Star Trek. I really don't think it's Star Trek. It's like Star Trek in name only. But yeah, that's what I've been hearing, and we do know that from what they're saying, it starts off on that Continuum comic book, you know, where the Romulan star was destroyed, despite, you know, having very advanced telescopes and sensors and things that, you know, you would have to be able to tell when a star was going to collapse. That's beside the point. These are just people who don't understand Star Trek. They don't understand that we want to see on screen people doing the math on how to calculate how fast to get somewhere in warp speed. We don't want to drop out of hyperspace in Star Trek. And that's one of the biggest problems, is they're dropping out of hyperspace in Star Trek. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think he's out? Do you think it would even matters if he is? Because I'm kind of under the impression that even if he is out, he's still got his tentacles inside of this. He's still got his claws into this. No matter what, we're still having the people who don't quite understand Star Trek, in my opinion, making Star Trek. So no matter what, we're gonna get Jake Picard. I'm kind of heartbroken over that, and I don't know if I want to cry or scream or rant, or do I need to whip out the writing crop? Do we need to, why do they always have round heads too? His head isn't quite as round as Rian Johnson's, but it just seems like all these people who tend to mess up franchises, I don't know, have circular heads. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am Mecca Random 42. I will see you guys on the next video, live stream on Creepy Little Book for Paranormal Talks, on Midnight's Edge After Dark for our fun shows. Mary's channel, Mary Mayhem. We do karaoke some night, Saturdays and every other Saturday, and Shenanigans, which is improv. We do improv over there. And I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!